Here we've got a bit of a treat. Last night I went out to dinner to reward myself after having done most of my filming, and when I told the waitress what I was in town doing, she mentioned to me a spot that she said was pretty cool. So, as I said, a bonus content here. I think I'm at the Rocky River Reservation in Cleveland, and I don't know yet what all there is to see, but she mentioned spray paint, and so I'm going to check it out a bit. Looks very cool though from here. This is certainly not a letdown. It's I guess a gorge, and along the sides are all these crazy rock features. So I'm getting to walk around and explore some neat stuff. I'll check in if I find anything cool. Hoping this will focus in the dark here, but it's not a cave. It's just a big rock that's got other rocks piled up around it. But as a result, I guess you could say it's a bit of a cave. It's kind of, I don't know how far down in here I want to get, but it's pretty neat. You could totally camp out down here, I guess. I don't know why that's what comes to mind, but obviously I'm a little bit spooked by the thought of it, the rock shifting or something, which would not end well, but that's kind of cool. I've wanted to explore caves. That might be one of my next videos, but I've been kind of struggling to find real caves that aren't just tourist attractions, and I suppose for good reason, because there's some danger involved with non-professionals trying to go caving. So maybe I'll have to take some courses or something. I came down this way, but it was kind of hard to see because of the light. There's this huge crack. It's about as wide as my shoulders are, I guess. It looks like it'd be tighter. And then you're up here. Neat. We've got to look up from below. You can see a bunch of interesting patterns on the rock. I guess weather, water, snow, whatever has worn it down. Here you can see some different types of rock, maybe sandstone or something mixed in. Right, here's a little update. I've just been walking around this pebble beach at the bottom of the gorge looking for little rocks and things. I found a lot of broken glass. It's kind of turning into sea glass. But here's my neato collection. There's this weird rock I found. That's the first one. And it's got this odd little ridge on it. And it actually goes on both sides. Then I found this, what I believe is a marble, although it's so rough. it's hard to say. And it's not really that, it's not perfectly round. Here's just some globby, goopy looking rock. This kind of reminds me of like a fossilized coral or something, but who knows, right? And then here's another little piece that's got all these little holes in them. Here's some quartz, I believe. I'd even go as far as to say rose quartz, just because it's got a reddish kind of color to it. And when I found it, it was wet. You can really see the light shining through it. So that's kind of neat. And then I don't know what this is, but it looks like stuff I've seen before. It looks almost like a piece of charcoal, but it's not brittle. Oh, yeah. So my guess is that's either like just some old ass tar, because I've seen tar look like that before, or it could be, I don't know, but this is a stretch, but coal I think sometimes looks like that. You see how it looks kind of like obsidian a little bit, just that shiny black gloss, like fossilized petroleum, stuff like that is what I think. Interesting though. So, oh, and this guy looks like a little baby guitar pick, a tiny little flat stone. And I built this. I'm not sure what the correct name for it is, but I thought it would be cool to leave something behind. So I think I'm going to go up there and check that a little bit more of the bank out, and then probably head on. Alright, I've walked up from the bank a little bit, and it's hard to see with the sun, but here we go. There's another huge rock ledge sticking out with quite interesting wear on it. I guess it looks like water, you know, like dripping off of the cave ceiling or something, but I don't know if it's just from the water dripping down, like these icicles here, and if it just causes the pitting slowly over time, or what the deal is, but it's a pretty fun area just to crawl around, and clearly it goes on for a while. This is just a very small section that I'm looking at. Now I've climbed back up to the top here, the top of where we were just looking at from below. There's this humongous tree. I don't know how much of it is really overhanging, but it's crazy to think that it's almost floating up in the air. I just scared the crap out of this squirrel. He was probably 3 or 4 feet away from me in the leaves right there. And I walked up and all of a sudden he scampered over to the tree and started to climb up it. I don't know what he was doing, or she. I wonder, it must be like a den or something, I don't know. Maybe they were taking a nap and I just disrupted their sleep, but that's pretty cool. You want to be featured on my film? Say hello to the fans. Look at you. I'm gonna name you Earl. Earl the squirrel. Hi, Earl. I noticed this at first, but where Earl is standing, there's clearly some sort of stone retaining wall that's been cobbled together. I wonder if there's like an underground squirrel's nest over there or something. Earl does not seem to want to move from that area, so I'm guessing they have something to protect. And it is almost spring. Alright, I came a little bit further. At first I was over there, and I walked along the bank here. There's all sorts of stuff carved into the stone. Some pretty old dates I saw. come up from back there, climbed over that tree. Now I'm on this little spit of land below the first set of falls. I'm gonna see if I can't go up there by way of the bank and check it out from the top. Those bridges are really something though, man. Okay, I climbed up here to the edge of the first waterfall. I kind of want to go out to the middle, but obviously it's wet and I don't think I want to risk getting swept down. But what I have noticed is a bunch of spray paint over there in the arches of the bridges. So now I'm kind of curious what's up there. I might try to make my way to that side. Loch Ness Monster. I made it past the first bridge and I come across this, which I think is no longer active, but used to be a train bridge or something. I don't really see any signs that say I can't climb on it, and I really, really want to, so I guess I'll check in with you in a second. I'm on a pretty busy road here, so I don't want to risk getting in trouble. Second thought, I'm not sure I will try to climb up, mostly because of all the people right here and considerable risk to my health if I fall like 30 to 60 feet off of this thing. Although it would be very fun to climb up on. I guess this is an industrial area because there's all these big warehouses, textile mills and stuff like that that are, you know, falling in or abandoned or maybe just closed off. But we're gonna pass another pretty big building down there before we go on to the next area. Full art on the walls, murals, and much of it talking about the community and the city and stuff like that. So it's nice to see. This is, I don't recall which building this is, but clearly this one is marked. Certainly not going to go in there. I don't remember what it was. This maybe another industrial site, or maybe that's my guess for now. It certainly looks cool, but I would hazard to guess that it is not very safe in there. Not to mention asbestos or anything like that, but just the building falling in itself. Well, I seem to have found myself in some sort of police parking lot. I guess it's good to know that this is literally right next door to where coming up on, I think, one of the last locations on my list. One that seemed from the internet pictures I saw to be open, at least like not fenced off, not behind no trespassing signs or anything like that. There are signs like this one that say the area is under surveillance for illegal dumping, but as you can see, there's clearly nothing stopping anyone from just walking right in. And while the building itself is quite insane, I'm not sure that I want to leave my car parked here unattended, especially because this area is so vacant. And the building itself is looking a little bit on the questionable side when it comes to stability. Like, what I mean is it looks like it could collapse. Obviously there's quite a few. I mean, that's just kind of nasty in there too. much about where I am now, but there's a bridge, or some part of it, I think that's it right there. If you can see it through the trees, that's, I guess, connected this area where we are now to an area over there. And I read something about shanty towns. Honestly, it just looked cool, but it does not look like I can get there very easily. I'm sure everyone's seen trains before, but I found myself on Steel Yard Road, and up ahead you can see just the tippy top of some very large factory.